by Keith Ngesi Radio. Motivation, entertainment, spirituality, and the current affairs. This is Keith Ngesi Radio. The General Industries Worker Union of South Africa, IGIWUSA, has warned further strike action if the government does not address its concern over the cost of living. Thousands of marchers affiliated to trade unions of federations COSATU and SAFTU took to the streets in a national shutdown on Wednesday. They are calling on the government to act against the rising cost of living, high unemployment, and poor wages. So this has become a thing, and also given the fact that people understand that the cost of living versus what people are getting and what things cost out there is really becoming, a big divide, and the gap is getting wider. The Economic Freedom Fighters leader, Julius Malema, the CIC, said that he wants to educate podcast and chill host Mac G in an address to the media at the party's headquarters in Braamfontein, Johannesburg, earlier this week. The EFF leader Julius Malema said that the public has the responsibility to educate Mac G. He noted that the podcast and chill host may be disrespectful to women and the LGBTQIA plus community, but screaming at him from a distance won't do anything. Mac G, even if he's got disrespect for women and gays and lesbians, we have a responsibility to educate him, and we can't educate him by screaming at him from a distance. Malema went on to say that he told Mac G how Mzansi feels about his behavior when he went on the show. I told him when I was on the podcast show how South Africans feel about his conduct and behavior, so I'm not going to sit away as a pastor from prisons, because when I go pray for murderers in prison and rapists, I will be told, yeah, by going there you're also encouraging what are you saying you're standing against. I will still even speak to rapists themselves to try to persuade them to do the right thing, he continued. Malema went on to say that he went on the show to tell Mac G how women, EFF women in particular, feel about him. However, he noted that it is up to the podcast host to decide whether he wants to change or not. Whether he is going to change or not, a message has been delivered, not through gossip, but the right to his face. And through direct engagement with him, we hope he will become a better person, says Julius Malema. The Directorate for Priority Crimes Investigation, Hawks, has asking for the public's help with finding Shireen Govender, who allegedly swindled victims out of an estimated 18 million rand by pretending to be the director of a PPE company in 2021. Hawks spokesperson Lloyd Ramoba said Govender allegedly paraded as a director of Aurum Line Pty Ltd, an existing PPE company which she had no ties with. It is reported that through the use of this company, she lured and misled potential investors to invest into her venture, then promised high monthly returns on investments made, which never materialized, said the Hawks spokesperson. Frustrated victims grew tired of the suspect's empty promises, and it was discovered that she allegedly falsified documents with the sole intent of stealing from them. The matter was reported to the Johannesburg Serious Commercial Crimes Investigation Team, and the Hawks discovered several cases have been opened against Govender. The alleged PPE swindler is still believed to be in the country somewhere, possibly in KZN. Ramoba warned that anyone harboring her could be charged with complicity after the fact and defeating the ends of justice. Members of the public with information about her whereabouts are encouraged to contact the investigating officer, Captain Henny Pretorius. 25 minutes now after 9 a.m. Mandy Wiener interviewed Health Department spokesperson Foster Mohale on the latest response on the incident. The Limpopo Health MEC, Dr. Poppy Ramatuba, has been heavily criticized for instructing a Zimbabwean patient to seek medical care from Emerson Mnangagwa and not from a hospital in Bilabila, Limpopo. It is a widely circulated video, the MEC, that tells the patient how foreign nationals are killing her health system. She was raising valid issues, but with the wrong person at the wrong time or through the wrong platform, Mohale said. We feel the platform that was used by the Limpopo MEC of Health was not appropriate. We feel that the debate or discussion would take place at another level, not at the level of the patient of the MEC. Foster Mohale, who is the spokesperson of the health department. Following calls to remove Ramathuba from her post, the department is gathering information which will be assessed by the acting health minister, Angie Motshekga. He also confirmed that the matter is not under investigation by the department at this time. No one is under the investigation in this case. We are trying to get as much information as possible in order to understand and also see the cause of the incident in order to prevent the repeat of this incident. The contractor has committed that the first 23 units will be ready for the handover in the next few days. The first 23 of some 1,000 units that form part of the Gugulethu infill affordable housing project are set to be handed over within the next few days. But security and the threat of unlawful occupations are two major challenges facing the project, says Mayoral Committee member of Human Settlements, Councillor Malusi Boy. The project stretches over two sites, Earth 8448 in Gugulethu and Mau Mau in Nyanga. Boy says the city of Cape Town has been forced to appoint additional security to added safety concerns. He added that if all goes according to plan, the Gugulethu infill housing project should be completed by September 23rd, 2023. Work is progressing well on the site. Malusi Boy, who is the Mayoral Committee of Human Settlement in the city of Cape Town. The site in Gugulethu will see a total of 570 units constructed, including electrical reticulation, public lighting, and sidewalks at a cost of 105 million rand. More than 30 people linked to last year's unrest in July are expected back in the Durban Magistrates Court on Friday. They face charges of conspiracy to commit public violence, incitement to commit public violence, and incitement to commit arson. The suspects were remanded in custody for further investigation. Numerous other people have also been apprehended. More than 300 people were killed in the looting and violence last year. The damage in KZN and Gauteng amounted to billions of rands. The powerful Russian oligarch Igor Sechin, chairperson of the CEO of Russia's largest oil company, the state-owned Rosneft, and widely believed to be Vladimir Putin's de facto deputy, secretly visited South Africa last week. President Cyril Ramaphosa, through his spokesperson, claims no awareness of the visit. Sechin, one of Russia's notorious oligarchs and widely sanctioned by the West, appeared to have come to South Africa mainly for a holiday in Cape Town and the Kruger National Park. But while in Cape Town, he also briefly flew to Lanseria Airport on the 15th of August and spent just over 3 hours in Gauteng, prompting considerable speculation. Did he travel to Gauteng to meet a senior government official? Perhaps to discuss oil purchases? Ramaphosa's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, denied that the two had met or even that the president was aware Sechin was in the country. The Department of International Relations referred all queries to the presidency. ANC MP Lawrence MacDonald claims that Sechin's aircraft flew to Lanseria International Airport on the 15th of August without passengers, merely to fuel, as Airports Company South Africa had refused to refuel it in Cape Town because of Western sanctions against Russia. In any case, South Africa's intelligence services should have known that Putin's closest crony and the second most powerful man in Russia was in South Africa. Putin and Sechin go back to Putin's days as deputy mayor of St. Petersburg in 1994, when Sechin was chief of staff for that period. The nexus between suspended public protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane and opposition party the EFF in directing the SARS rogue unit investigation weaponized to target Pravin Gordhan was more vividly revealed at the Section 194 inquiry on Thursday. While Busisiwe Mkhwebane has always maintained that the classified 2014 document by former Inspector General of Intelligence Faith Khatebe, on which the suspended public protector based her SARS rogue unit report, has been mysteriously dropped off the foyer in her offices, and it was EFF's Floyd Shivambu who had attached it in an email complaint to PP. Now, the Committee for the Section 194 inquiry heard on Thursday that the 25th of August that Shivambu had in fact been the complainant in the matter all along and had illegally been in possession of the classified document. Former executive manager for investigations at the Public Protector's Office, Punatejo Mukhaladi, said that she had been concerned that Shivambu might not have a top secret security clearance and should not have been in possession of the document. The EFF leader had mailed and WhatsApped Khatebe's report to her. Still with the public protector, the executive manager of investigations of the office said she can't be expected to take the fall for the 2019 Financial Services Conduct Authority investigation, which was set aside by the court. Punatejo Mukhaladi had been testifying for a second day in Busisiwe Mkhwebane's impeachment inquiry being held in Parliament on Thursday. Mukhaladi had told the committee that she believes Mkhwebane compromised the investigation because of her unreasonable deadlines. She said if investigators were given more time to do a proper job on the Financial Services Conduct Authority investigation, the defects in the final report could have been avoided. Mukhaladi believes she was unfairly found guilty of misconduct, sanctioned to be an unpaid suspension, and given a final warning. There might be wrong things which were done, but I can't take responsibility for the entire fiasco, she said. On Sunday last week, controversial gossip blogger Musa Kaula shockingly exchanged blows with South African actor and media personality Moshe Ndigi. Clips of the altercation have gone viral, and Musa explained that he is opening a criminal case and also starting a petition to get Moshe removed from his TV roles. The petition has surprisingly gained momentum as Musa's fans headed over to the page to show him their support by offering their signatures. South Africans have not stopped talking about Musa Kaula and Moshe Ndigi's physical altercation on Sunday the 20th of August. While Moshe has not said anything about the alleged attack of the blogger, Musa confirmed that a case has been opened and Moshe is being investigated. He also shared the link to the petition he created to get Moshe, who acts in local soapy Gomorrah, to be booted from all his TV roles. This behavior is unacceptable, criminal, and I'm wondering if Gomorrah supports this kind of behavior. Moshe Ndigi is an influencer, and his behavior cannot be tolerated. To have actors who are highly violent and influence young people just to be violent, reads as an excerpt from the this reads that is an excerpt from the petition written by Umusa. On Monday, the mother of a child, Danielle Wolf, took to social media to recall the harrowing incident that happened on Sunday morning as she was buying groceries at the store. The traumatized mother related what happened as she was shopping in a lengthy Facebook post on the day after. She said, I had her in my arms, and when I get to the meat section, I placed her in the trolley to free up my hands and find out what I'm looking down for. Within an instant, a stranger is seen in the video taking my daughter. I look up and she's gone. I immediately look for her and find her in the arms of this man. I'm able to grab her from him and say what he's doing with my daughter. Why does he have her? He's smiling and laughing, telling me he walked past the trolley and my daughter's arms were up, so he picked her up. I'm frozen and confused at why he's laughing. An angry Wolf went on to explain that after repeatedly questioning the man, she left the trolley and reported the incident to management. I explained to the manager that a staff member had taken my daughter out of the trolley. He advised me that no one should touch my child. So, the National Prosecuting Authority said the suspect, Mduduzi Godfrey Tobela, appeared in court on the 23rd and is being charged with kidnapping. Why, guys? Why? That is not your child. In entertainment, Britney Spears has released her first song in 6 years. The song Hold Me Closer is a collaboration with music legend Elton John and was released on Friday morning. In comments on Twitter following the release of the song, Spears said she was overwhelmed as it's a big time deal. The collaboration was announced earlier in August and comes nearly 6 months after a Los Angeles court dissolved a conservatorship that was overseen by her father. At 3 minutes and 20 seconds, the upbeat dance song features almost synth-like vocals from Spears and Elton John. We'll play that song later on in the program.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.
Finally, and further afield, in this beautiful and sometimes troubled continent of Africa, the international community was concerned on Thursday, the day after the resumption of fighting in Ethiopia between the federal army and the Tigray rebels ended in a 5-month truce in the north of the country, where the situation remains uncertain. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken called on both sides to bring a definitive end to the conflict, recalling that the resumption of fighting endangered the truce reached the end of the march, which has reduced violence and saved lives.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR. We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.